Welcome back to the Olive Farm Retreat. Now if you saw my previous video, one of my previous videos, you saw that we've purchased this table from the auction, but the glass had no supports, hardly. And what it is, they're plastic supports, and like everything else in Cyprus, I keep telling you, and other countries with a similar climate, plastic doesn't last, it breaks up. So we've got to make some new ones. Now, these are the plastic fittings. That one's in good condition, this one's starting to go. So what I'm going to do is I've found that some laminate flooring with a lip will do the job just as well. But the first one I did a little bit short. It goes in there, not a bad fit, just a little loose. So we're going to cut some more, just a little bit bigger, and see how it goes. Okay, this is my homemade table saw. I've made it out of an old podium that Dawn had for her dancing, and circular saw, which the bearing was no good, but the saw was so old, the bearing that I could get wasn't quite the right size, so it's slightly out of the casing. But that's fine because I don't touch it, it goes on here. Right, let's see what we can do about measuring up some new bits. Okay, I've saved you the boredom of watching me line this up. It takes a while. This is an old shelf support bracket, a couple of G-clamps, they're old school. I've used a few plastic ones that you buy in the shop and you just grip together. Whether they were poor quality or what, I don't know, but as I did them up tight, they just broke apart. So I've stuck with my old G-clamps. Now, I've got a circuit breaker up here on the socket, so not a problem there. Here we go. Right, now that is safe because that's off, but we'll unplug it anyway because I need the other saw. There we go. Here's a little something else I acquired, but the flat face was gone. It's here. I don't know how the person did it, but well, it was totally bent, and I knew trying to straighten it, it was going to break, being cast aluminium, and it did. Hey-ho. Anyway, too far away. Right, that's on. Just check it. Now that one looks a bit crooked, so that must be the original. Yeah. Okay. We'll start with this one. Cut it in half, and then we'll go and see how it fits. We'll let that stop. Take the power off. Now compared to the other one, yeah, it's a little bit bigger, and I've used a different profile, so it's the opposite profile. So what we'll do, rather than clip these together, we'll go and see how they fit. Right, they are a seriously tight fit, which is good. But what I've used is this profile here, with the larger gap. The other one wouldn't go in, it was far too big. But this one does go in, it's a little bit large, but if we skim that with a piece of sandpaper or something, and then we can pull it in tight, I think it's going to work fine. I'll go and sort that out and come back in a minute. Right, we've cut a few extra. What I've done, I want 3 down each side and 2 at the ends. Now, I've decided to leave these as they are and clamp them in with a pair of swan necks. Let's see how this goes. It's there. That's brilliant. That's going to work well. That was a bit loose. No? I wouldn't want to know. It's a good fit there. Hello. They're going in well, it's a good fit. I've already done that one, just to check it. Let's try a smaller one. Oh, that's missed. Interesting. Right. It would appear the glass is too far that way. Not by much. So we might need some thicker wood this side. Yeah. Either that or we're bowed out on the end stuff. push it in, see what we can get out of it. Can't see this working at this end. We might have to sort out some bigger bits of wood at a later date. Yeah. That'll do for now. It's only at this end, and let's be fair, there's only going to be 2 or 4 people. Usually, if they sit round, you'll get to see the views. So we'll see how it goes. Right, the next thing we've got to do is cut this out. Now what they've done is they've put a plate in here with a peg. It was obviously to hold a smaller umbrella. As you saw in the previous video, I recovered a fairly medium-sized umbrella which fits through the hole nicely. Going to need a grommet round there just to stop the wind in case it cracks the glass if the umbrella's shaking about. But anyway, we need to cut this one off first, and then we'll bring the other parasol down and see how it goes. I'm not even going to attempt to undo these bolts, they're looking quite rusty. We won't touch them for the minute, they're going to be a bit hot. Okay, so the next thing is go and get the parasol and sort out the grommet. Back shortly. Right, I've sliced this piece of hose, you can just about see it, down the edge. We're going to have to make our own grommet, I haven't got one big enough. It's not going on, is it? It's actually pushing underneath. I think what I'm going to have to do is how they used to fit the old windscreens years ago on the old cars. It's with a V-shaped piece of wire and you run it round the inside of the seal to get it over the glass and then you pull it out. Yeah. This may take a while, so I think I'll save you the problem of sitting there watching this. It's going to be a while. It's not the best of jobs, but wow, that was difficult. What it is, it's just not just a piece of rubber tube, it's actually braided inside with mesh, with a string. It's not the wire reinforced, luckily, it'd never have gone on. But anyway, it's on now, so let's get the base and the parasol. Well, we'll find out. Moment, the shade's over this way, because the sun's up there, having risen in the east, which is over that way, and it will drop down behind me. Yeah, it's at a good height. I think it'll work. What I will do though is I'll think about maybe shortening the lower bar just to bring it down a little bit. We'll see.